Ain't no way. Dark Magician is here. And he's got his deck fully equipped and ready to beat Kashtira, but not ready for Labyrinth. And this is a heavy back row Labyrinth. We have Eradicator, which can be used with the Lord of Heavenly Prison here. Magician's Rod searching for Dark Magical Circle. Look at the top 3 cards of our deck. Add a Dark Magician among those 3 cards, which we completely whiffed it, by the way. Summoning a Dark Magician from the deck, triggering the circle, banish a card in the field. Dragon Ice Prison is going to be reborning the Magician's Souls, and then banishing a spellcaster on the field, which will be our newly fusion summon monster. Does not want the... Oh, this is a Guardian Chimera here, actually. Guardian Chimera is going to get poppin'. Ain't no way. Quick effect Guardian Chimera. And it is not with the brand in red. We have Lord of Heavenly Prison, which was protecting our back row and now isn't. Huh. Okay. So now the back row can be destroyed where it could not have. And we're going to draw 1, pop 2. Wipe out the back row on resolution. 3,300 going into the big Welcome Labyrinth activation, summoning a Lovely, returning back a monster we control, triggering the Lovely to pop a card on the field or in the hand, also triggering Ariana to draw a card. Surely we're taking out that Chimera, yes? Grabbing a big Welcome, setting the big Welcome, making it usable for next turn. We're randomly destroying a card in the hand instead of the Chimera, letting the Lovely go to the graveyard, which we could reborn with the big Welcome Labyrinth, setting up our Eternal Soul, which could reborn a Dark Magician to banish any card on the field. We're going to flip up Eternal Soul and use it to special summon a Dark Magician, triggering the Dark Magical Circle to banish the Pot of Extravagance before it's activated. Also chaining the Magician's Rod to tribute the Dark Magician, adding itself from the graveyard back to the hand. Does not want that draw 2. Flipping up the big Welcome Labyrinth from the graveyard. We have Lovely Labyrinth returning back to our hand, our Ariana, triggering the Lovely to take out the Eternal Soul to wipe out the Chimera. Book of Eclipse before the activation of the Lovely to reset a trap from the graveyard, but they will be drawing 2 cards during the end phase here. Special summoning Our Lady in defense. We're going to be revealing so our back row cannot be destroyed by card effects. Smacking for 16, flip up, draw 2. We got Imperm Pot of P. Then rear off the top of the deck, special summoning itself onto the field. On attack declaration, we are attempting to banish the Lovely off the field face down, and generally people only play 1 Lovely. So if this gets banished face down, that is a big deal. So we're going to want to return it back to the hand potentially. With the Lady chaining to the trap, we're setting up a Dogmatica Punishment. Summon the Torby, return back the Lovely, and we now do not get banished. Triggering the Ariana to draw a card, and triggering the Lord of Heavenly Prison to summon itself onto the field. Oh my lord. Also setting up a back row card for next turn. Imperm not usable this turn. Draw, Maxi, set Impermanence. Very well done. You do not have to set the card you draw. Magician's Rod, grabbing a Soul Servant, which will stack the top card of the deck, then draw 1 here. Stacking it with the Magician's Souls from the graveyard, then drawing it. And with Magician's Souls, we could send the Circle and Salvation to draw up to 2 cards. But maybe we'll just send the Salvation to draw 1. We'll see what we do here. Being responded to with the Maxi, draw 1 off of this special summon. We're actually summoning Dark Magician instead of the Magician's Soul to banish a card with the effect of the Dark Magical Circle. The Lady's untargetable as we banish an Impermanence, and then we're going to link this off into a Synchro. Chaos Angel on summon, banish any card on the field, taking out the Dogmatica Punishment, and he's still going under Maxi. Dark is here, reborn a Dark Monster from the opponent's graveyard, taking the Ariana. Linking off further into a Celine Navidad. Are you making an access code talker? What the heck are you doing? We're going to be able to pop 2 with access code talker. Reborn Dark Magician. Unfortunately, the circle is a hard once per turn here. Link this off into Link Spider, and now it's going to pop 3. So how many cards did you let him draw under Max C? What are you doing? Banish 1, banish 2, banish 3, pop 3. Banish number 2, wiping out the back row. Banish number 3, the final banish here. There should be no other attributes in the graveyard. Now back to you, 5,300 attack. This should be very easily dealt with. Setting up Welcome Labyrinth to be activated next turn. Now the Welcome Labyrinth cannot reborn from the graveyard. It's only summonable from the deck. Tributed summoning for the Lovely Labyrinth. Flipping up the Welcome Labyrinth, summoning our Ariana here, activating to search for a Labyrinth card. we got Our Lady, which could special summon itself into defense. Activating the Lord of Heavenly Prison to protect our backer from being destroyed, setting up the Big Welcome Labyrinth to be used next turn. And by next turn, we're using it right now thanks to the Coup Clock. Coup Clock is allowing the Big Welcome to summon a monster onto the field, return it back, trigger the Lovely, take out the access code Talker, and we're setting up a Daruma cannon with the effect of the Lady. Big Lady onto the field in attack position at 6,400 life. We have 5,900 damage here. Torby is going to be triggered because a monster left the field through a trap effect, summoning itself. Could it be summoned in attack position? It's 0 attack anyway, but Torby and Lady equals Chaos Angel. Goodbye to Access Code Talker, wiping it up, get Synchro Shokan in. We both have access to the Chaos Angel. On summon, banish a card from the field, over 9,000 damage here with 9 cards in the hand. Labyrinth taking a Game 1 victory. Very well done. Preparation of Rites, grabbing the Illusion of Chaos. Not alternative art. That is a point taken off for you. We have Torby setting up from the deck a Big Welcome Labyrinth to be activatable during the next turn here. We're not flipping up Eternal Soul early. Going to be activating that Big Welcome, chain the Max C, summon them, return back. So this could be Ariana, so we can normal summon it, or it could be a Lady, so we can special summon it. It's going to be the Ariana play here. Return back, trigger the Torby, which is a special summon under Max C. That's Solemn Judgment, a very good side deck card if you know you're going first. Torby is here, normal summon that Ariana, searching our deck for nothing as Imperm negates. Could have set up a field spell so that our welcome cards pop cards on the field non-targeting. Nothing to link off with the Masquerena, not wanting to flip up that Eternal Soul. Torby setting up a trap from the deck, getting our Lovely into the graveyard, which is rebornable with the Big Welcome. Set 5, which we no longer have a Harpy Feather Duster for. Reborning our Dark Magician during the end phase to banish a back row card. Not random because we know exactly where that Big Welcome Labyrinth is set. Magician's Rod adding itself back to the hand. Goodbye to the Big Welcome. Very good that it's banished, as it also has a graveyard effect to spin a card on the field back to the hand. Secret Village locking them out of spells against a Labyrinth deck that's not going to be too effective here. We're going to welcome Labyrinth summon from the deck. I'm suspecting a Lady. Not a Lady. Not Lady set up with the back row to then set more back row cards here. On summon the Dark Magician, triggering the Circle, also triggering the Ariana to grab a Labyrinth card from the deck. Imperm negating. In the Imperm row, we'll also be negating the Dimensional Barrier, which we are activating Dimensional Barrier to declare fusion monsters to not be summonable. Also chaining Trap Trick to set from the deck a trap that will be activatable the turn it is set. We have Daruma Cannon, which could flip the entire field face down. Interesting situation here. No add, fusion monsters cannot be summoned. We have Rod coming to us with our Soul Servant. Links are legal, but fusions are illegal. We have Dogmatic Punishment to punish the Dark, sending Entis. Entis activating to pop a card in the field. Dark will be activating to search our deck for a 1,500 or less defense Dark monster. Torby reborning itself onto the grave, from the grave, that is. Now, what are we searching with Dark? We already used up our normal summon. A Magician's Soul. Magician's Soul is going to be able to send a Dark Magician from the deck to the graveyard, summoning itself onto the field. We're going to Soul Servant stack the Eternal Soul from the graveyard. Draw it with the Soul Servant also, as we have a Dark Magician in the grave. Now, with the Secret Village, as long as we have a spell caster and the opponent doesn't, they cannot activate spells. Which, as you can see, they don't care. Big Welcome, return back an Ariana. Torby, discard Maxi to set up a trap from the deck. Eternal Soul summon Dark Magician, trigger the Dark Magical Circle to banish. What do we want to banish? Banishing Ariana or the Daruma? We know that Daruma's there. Big Welcome, not activatable this turn, but we could banish it. Welcome Labyrinth setting itself onto the field because a monster left the field through a trap effect, and we are getting rid of that Big Welcome. That's the second. All 3 Big Welcomes are gone. That's it. There is no more Big Welcome for the rest of this duel. So how do we recycle our cards to the graveyard without Big Welcome, as regular Welcome Labyrinth can only summon from the deck? We need the field spell to reborn Lovely Labyrinth, or we need Muckraker to discard a card to reborn it. We're going to Solemn Judgment, negate the normal summon of Ariana, stopping the search for potentially the Labyrinth field spell, which would have reborn the Lovely. Eternal Soul is activating. We're going to chain Welcome Labyrinth to summon from the deck here. This is not going to be Disruption. We just got Lady, okay. Lady cannot be targeted nor be destroyed by card effects as long as we have a set card on the field. Using the Dark Magical Circle to banish that Torby off of the field, not even going for the Daruma. We don't care about Daruma. Secrets of Dark Magic is ready to make something like a Chimera. We are going to be making Azalea. Azalea is going to destroy a card in the field, sending itself to the graveyard unless we have 4 different spells in the grave. Karma Cannon is going to send Azalea to the graveyard, and we're going to chain Lady to the Daruma Cannon, setting a trap from the deck. Dragon Ice Prison, not activatable the turn it was set here. Goodbye to the Azalea. Now, with Magician's Souls, we're going to be sending the Illusion of Chaos from the deck to the grave to summon a Dark Magician. With Dark Magician and Secrets of Dark Magic, we're going to fuse with our hand and field to make a Master of Chaos. Master of Chaos will summon a lighter dark monster from the graveyard, which will be our Dark. Then we're going to link this up into Selene. Selene, if there's at least 3 spells on the field and or either player's graveyard, we could reborn a spellcaster from the graveyard into defense. And with that Dark Magician summon, we could link Spider it. And then we could make Access Code Talker, which will completely wipe up the entire field and then attack for 5,300. Very well done. Boost up to 53. Goodbye Earth, goodbye Dark or Light. We got the Dark, and then goodbye Light from the graveyard. Just like that, we have no big welcome in the graveyard. All 3 are banished. Lovely is in the grave with no real good way to get it out unless we can make a Muckraker or use the Labyrinth field spell. We have Compulse, which could spin back the Access Code Talker, but knowing that the Eternal Soul will summon a Dark Magician, then banish it during the end phase, we scoop it up, taking this to a game 3. Max C, not going to be so good against Labyrinth. Ariana searching for a Chandelier. Coup Clock discarding itself to make a trap set this turn activatable. Chainlink Tuning the Chandelier to trigger the clock to summon itself onto the field or return back to the hand. That big welcome is activatable to summon a Lovely, then pop a card from the hand. We're going to chain Max C, which this is pretty good here. We're going to be flipping up the big welcome early so they draw 1 less card here. From the deck, Lovely Labyrinth, returning back to Ariana, activating to randomly pop something from the hand. Activate. Chandelier, add back to the hand here. And we also decided for the clock on the resolution, you choose if it's either summoned or added back to the hand. So completely baiting the Max C. Lovely reset up with the big welcome Labyrinth. We have Trap Trick, which could grab any normal trap from the deck, making it activatable the turn we set it. Preparation of Rites, grabbing our Illusion of Chaos, which could grab another Magician's Soul or a Magician's Rod here. Goodbye to Dark Magician, which we could send it from the deck to the graveyard with the Magician's Soul, setting up a Dark Magical Circle, which could banish a card off of the field. The turn we activated here, we do have the play. Now Clock is discarding Chaining the Chandelier. To set a trap from the deck here, we have the Welcome Labyrinth, which will be activatable. Clock is summoning itself onto the field to be used with the big Welcome Labyrinth. Summoning Ariana from the deck, which could search for a Lady. Lady could summon. And then if we set a new trap for the deck, it's not activatable. And because the Eradicator has been limited to 1, Trap Trick cannot grab it. We're going to be summoning Dark Magician after sending it from the deck to the graveyard with the effect of the Magician's Soul to trigger the Dark Magical Circle to banish a card off of the field. Whatever we target to banish, you can chain Big Welcome to return it back to the hand. So we're going to go right for the Big Welcome, so it does not have that follow-up play of being usable from the graveyard here. Soul Servant's going to stack a card from the deck or graveyard on top of the deck, and then we could draw it. It's going to be a Dark Magician card, grabbing the Magician's Salvation, which will set up an Eternal Soul. Clock has been returned, and the Lovely is now being triggered to pop any card on the field. Chandelier recycling, Welcome Labyrinth recycling off of a trap effect, getting rid of a monster on the field. Back to the hand, and non-target pop. We don't even know if it's hand or field until resolution as we take out the Illusion of Chaos. Soul Servant grabbing that field spell to set up the Eternal Soul. Linking this Synchroing, that is, keep baiting me with that link. Synchro into the Chaos Angel on summon, banishing a card off the field. Goodbye to the trap trick, which will lock us into only one more trap activation for the turn, setting up any trap from the deck. Soul Servants get stacking up a Magician's Rod. Setting up a Dogmatica Punishment, which is activatable. To battle we go. We're going to Dogmatica punish the Chaos Angel, chaining the Lady to set up a trap from the deck here. As you can see, it is affected for monster effects, not that it matters. Setting up an Eradicator to be used next turn. Sending the Tri-Brigade Arms, which will send a Garura to then draw 1. Oh my, the advantage is insane here. We are the ones that need that Eradicator. We need to call Trap. We got to wipe all of this nonsense out. Torbia setting up a trap for the deck. The advantage for Labyrinth here is quite endless. I don't think there's any way for us to break this. Lovely, setting up a Dogmatica Punishment to be used next turn here. To battle phase we go with over 9,000 damage. We're going to Eradicate Chain. Do we declare Trap, which will destroy the Eternal Soul before it summons a Dark Magician? Yes, we will. Not even calling spell cards. No Dark Magician summon for you. 6,000 damage on the open field. Not quite lethal here. But then it is. Within the same battle phase, summoning a Lady from the deck to attack for game. Thank you very much, YouTube Ray. Bahu advancing with Labyrinth. I appreciate both of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.